coming home with me? Stay where I can see. Don't think I can wait. I wanna see you again. Keep those eyes on me. And if I like you, you'll never know it. No, 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 you'll never know it. No, 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 you'll never, no, 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 you'll never know it. No, 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 you'll never. You could be the only one for me, 'cause you're so good at keeping me company. Thought I'd seen it all before, but you keep me wanting more. Hand in hand through the storm, we can ride the wave. Thunderstruck by my beauty, please behave. Forget it, I gotta keep you guessing. Stay where I can see. Don't think I can wait. I wanna see you again. Keep those eyes on me. And if I like you, you'll never know. Stay where I can see. Don't think I can wait. I wanna see you again. Keep those eyes on me. And if I like you, you'll never know it. Stay where I can see. Don't think I can wait. I wanna see you again. Keep those eyes on me. And if I like you, you'll never know it. Keep on walking around too fast, head down, gonna get in my way. It's alright, I can't say I don't like it. Sunlight after rain, switching up my day. Thought I'd seen it all before, but you keep me wanting more. Just my type, you're my only favorite. Can't you taste it? Might keep you in my pocket. You're an instant like. Think I'll put you on my list. Forget it, gotta keep you guessing. Yeah, I know that you're the only one for me, 'cause you're so good at keeping me company. And you let me take the lead, best out of three, but I'm not keeping score. Hand in hand through the storm, we can ride the wave. Thunderstruck by my beauty, please behave. Cross my heart, I'm taking this to the grave. Keep in mind, I never play favorites. So, coming home with me? Stay where I can see. Don't think I can wait. I wanna see you again. Keep those eyes on me. And if I like you, you'll never know it. No, 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 you'll never know it. No, 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 you'll never, no, no, no. Hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to an education. Look, I wore my suit and everything. It's not wrinkle free, but welcome. Have you got my school shoes on? Wait. Wait, where? My school shoes. If you're wondering why I have these, it's because I wear them for 3D. My school shoes! Welcome to getting an education! So excited. I just downed a smoothie. I'm kind of... Oh god, my stomach. Look at this. The remnants of my smoothie. The first and most important part of an education and also a sexual experience is getting in your vitamins, okay? It's true. If you're not
properly nutritioned, how are you going to have healthy sperm and or eggs? You won't. Oh gosh, I've gotten everything all wet now. I still don't know what this is. I need a new mouse pad. Sakana. Sakana, bring me a new one. Thank you for the raid. Hello and thank you. What a coincidence, because today I believe she just did some anatomy, but we've got some more. We've got some more anatomy to learn, and I figured this would be the perfect specimen to do so on. We have a few to choose from. We've got this one. Wait, oh god. Ah, that was my shoulder. Okay, we've got this one. We've got this one. And I need you. This isn't an anatomy doll. However, it's just as important, if not more so. The baby Jesus, okay? He's always watching, bitch. He's always... Remember when I said Jesus was watching me? I was serious! Wait, he breathes. Hold up a second. Let me show you. This is important to the lesson, I promise. I need to... Wait, don't look at his insides. Where's the on button? Because you know I have to turn this off. It freaks me out too much if I keep it on all the time. The instructions say never turn it off. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Okay, listen, wait. Where's the... I know it's in his foot somewhere. Is the other foot? I had so much trouble turning him on the first time too. Now, when you need to get a partner ready. Now, what freaks me out the most, it isn't how he's breathing or that he's like snoring, you know? It's the fact that they don't match up. Is that Jesus Christ? Yes! He's gonna be watching over the lesson today to make sure none of you ruffians get out of hand. This is a very holy class, okay? Where's the button? I have to turn him off. He scares me. There we go. Okay, you stay off. All right. He will be watching over us during this lesson to make sure that nobody gets up to any funny business. We'll just leave his feet there. Nobody sexualize them. All right. Look, when you hold a baby, sometimes you touch the butt like this, okay? It's not sexual, man. This is just how you hold a baby. God. What, do we have to go over that too? How to hold a baby? Okay, wait, I wanted to say thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. And then I think the other ones I should be able to see. It's just that one. Didn't go into friggin' stream. Oh my god, why are you guys setting so many? Jesus Christ, calm down! How are we ever gonna get to the lesson? Okay, I guess this is my job to take some questions, alright. Thank you, Adrenal Storm. You can't spell segs without eggs. Is that why there's one in your thumbnail? No, that is to represent the eggs. If you must know, on the anatomy doll, okay, the eggs are about here, and there's some here, and then once a month they come down, and then they look for a potential partner, and then if there's no partner, then they go, okay, fuck you, I'm out this place, and then they leave, and they exit the body, all right? That is why we have eggs in the thumbnail. And also so that I can remind you that really, you were part of your grandma before you were part of your mom, okay? I need you to know that. Once upon a time, you were a little baby egg inside of another egg inside of your grandma. Crazy. Okay, you weren't an egg at that point. Well, she wasn't an egg. You were an egg inside of a fetus inside of your grandma, okay? See, some of us, the ones of us that are born with eggs, we have them since our freaking inception, man. You gain all of your eggs while you're in the freaking womb, which means you were an egg inside of your mommy, who was inside of your grandma. So really, that's 3 generations all in one body. That's kind of crazy. What am I doing to him? He's my anatomy doll. Look, you haven't even seen her, you don't even know yet. Remember when I asked you if I could do something or if I could have something, and then we're gonna get to that in a later stream, not today. But stay tuned. Yo, Tech, is this home ec 101? I mean, we're gonna be cooking. We do have a banana for later consumption. It's very... Oh, it's nice and cold. I feel like I shouldn't be doing that with my hands. It's cold because it was in my fridge. I keep my bananas in the fridge. Stop! Nobody clip that shit. I'll come find you. The Belphegor. Oh, I'm so ready, as you should be. I hope you're all very excited for your education today. Stop! It's an innocent banana. Until it isn't an innocent banana. And it belongs to someone. In which case, it is a not so innocent banana. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Seth. Oh no, this is a hand cam. I'm very, very scared. What? I wore a beautiful suit for you all. And I got my little... I wish I had gotten a bow tie to, you know. But it is a bow. You can't really see. See, it's a bow. We're very fancy right now. Yeah. Those are simple. Cute hands, Taskaru. Oh, don't look. Oh my god, why am I so veiny? Stop! I'm just really pale, okay? It's not fair. Shut up. God damn it. Ew! Ew, anonymous. What can I do for extra credit, teacher? You can watch over the baby Jesus. He needs all that. He's really soft. I'll be honest, like, if he didn't breathe and, like, have this, like, thing in him, maybe I could take it out. Because he's really, like, soft and cuddly. It's very nice. But he kind of scares me. The United Tribute. Of course, Clara would be teaching this class. Yeah, because I am educated. I know all the things we need to know today, okay? If you guys have any questions, I've got it covered, okay? Don't worry. Vitamins, huh? We can provide you with that vitamin D. No! Okay. What you might have if you have the vitamin D, as you call it, what you can offer is protein, okay? You don't actually have vitamin D. That's just a joke. You've got protein. Remember it. I think. I'm pretty sure. Not my gains. Yeah, remember. Remember this. Every time you have segs, you're losing some of your protein. You're giving it up. However, it's a good thing because then you're giving your partner some of that protein. And you're, you know, maybe they don't get enough protein in their lives, and you're being a good sport, you know? Share your protein with your omies. Don't let your bros go to the gym without some extra protein. Thank you. Now they can hold hands. Okay. Thank you, Arc 6. Teacher, mommy, I mean, settle down. child. This is a formal education. I wore a suit. I feel very formal. Teacher, the bear threatened us. I mean, can you blame her? I see it. I've only been spending, what, 17 minutes with you, and I already get it. I'm about to threaten you too. Where's the Loki one? Fine. Okay. We'll get... I didn't take him out of his bag. I don't know if I want to. Okay, I'll take him out of the bag. There's the Loki one. Okay, now we've got a group, all right? There we go. And he's got little cat ears to go with Urika's bear ears. Okay, this is perfect. Oh, Zores. Excited to learn. I never got the sex talk with my dad. He never came back from going to get cigarettes to ever tell me. You know, this is a rare story. Usually it's the milk. But I appreciate that he got a little more creative. And I think we can all appreciate that, you know? If anything, your dad taught you how to be a creative force in this world, even if he couldn't teach you much else because he never came back. Loki, show me the crash doll where Clara touched you. I would never! I didn't even take him out of his bag because I didn't want to. No, he saw a little cat. Bet y'all didn't think I had this. Well, I do. It's adorable. Anthony the Ferrari kid. What up, Miss Clara? Nothing much. We're just gonna be educating once I can actually... Oh my god, once I can actually get through everything. Guys! It's unbearable pain. As a Catholic, this is the most frightening thing. What, the Jesus? I saw the ad and I really had to get him. He's just so cute. He really is. He's kind of adorable. I love him. Thank you, Jesus. Noted. Clara has trouble turning men on. No, I don't! I mean, I do when their, like, pressure point is in their foot. God damn. Hear that, foot bros? I've got nothing to offer you. What kind of holy are we gonna talk about? We'll see. If we go back to the anatomy doll, right? We've got a few holes to choose from. I mean, you can't really say... Maybe it's better to use Crash. He's got a big open hole right here. That's the mouth. That's one hole. We've got each ear. Those are two other holes. Now we've got the nostrils. Those are two more holes. Now, if you make your hand into a certain shape that I'm not gonna do because I already know where it's gonna go, into this kind of shape, right? Then you can have two other holes. Now, if you bend your elbow, now there's another two holes. You squish your thighs together enough, that's another hole. You could also put your feet together, there's another hole. Knees, don't forget the knees. The knees are another one that could be a hole. And then, of course, you've got the usuals, you know. Some of us, we've got 3 holes down there, one of which should not be used. And the others have 2 holes, one of which should be used at your discretion. So that's quite a few holes. If you were keeping count, I wasn't. But, you know, there's quite a few. True! Right, you were so right. I forgot about the armpits. Thank you. This is very true. I'm so sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, there are also the armpits. So see, you have a lot to choose from. The body is a very... It's like a playground, if you will. And depending on who you are, you can choose which side of the playground you want to play on. You know? ごめんなさい。日本語の通訳、これ難しいかも。まずは、体はね、穴いっぱいあるから、楽しんでください。Yeah, it's like a playground, you know? And your only playground that you're allowed to play on is your own. If you want to play on someone else's playground, you have to ask them first, all right? Remember, okay? Only playing on your own playground unless you have explicit permission otherwise. Now, permission looks different for everyone. However, it always involves a conversation and an easy yes, all right? But you may choose to say, I want to say no in the future, but I want it to mean yes. So we need to think of a word that will actually mean no so that you know when I want to say no. And that everyone is what we call a safe word, okay? You need to think of a word that you know you can agree on and understand that this means an actual no, because my part of my playground play is saying no and not meaning it, but you still have to have a safeguard so that everyone is still having fun on the playground, all right? Okay? How about stop? That might work for you. For some other people, they might like using the word stop on their playground, okay? So you've gotta keep these things in mind. The safe word can be different for everyone, you know? That's okay. You guys can discuss it. All right? Just remember to have this discussion before you get on the playground, okay? It's gonna get messy if you don't have the discussion before you get onto the playground, okay? You have to keep the rules of the game in check first, and then you get on the playground and you play the game, okay? Just like any other game. You gotta lay out the rules first, and then you can get into it and have a lot of fun, okay? Good job. I'm proud of you. What are we talking about? Holy. Oh, yes. Don't punch ninjas. 27. I agree. The 28th one you can punch. Bold of you to assume we'll have kids. Well, that's another thing that you should probably discuss before getting on the playground, because sometimes you have a little too much fun on the playground and then something might, you know, things happen and then you know, all of a sudden you can't decide where to put your the toys that you brought with you, right? Maybe that's not the right term. I can't think of another one. Everyone, when they come to the playground, they bring that extra protein. Remember, you've got a snack with you, right? Now, when you're deciding how to, you know, give them or not give them their snack, you have to know. This is why you have to have the discussion beforehand. You have to understand, are we trying to, you know, are we doing this? Are we taking on the challenge of the next 9 months and then going on 18 years? Or are we not doing that today? You know, and that's something you have to discuss beforehand, okay? Good job, everybody. Thank you, potatoes. So it is home ec. Wow, didn't know about that method of cooking eggs, the nesting egg. No, I mean, real talk though, there are some eggs. Have you ever had boiled eggs and then you put them in like miso overnight? Oh my God. That's not what we're talking about right now though, okay? This isn't home ec. You're gonna have to wait for memory for home ec. I'm pretty sure she's doing home ec. Right. The cookies. Why are you asking Urika? Is she not allowed to have kuma? Oh, are you directing that at Uruka? Yeah! I'll have you know that I got this many months ago, and I was planning to do a different stream with them. However, this works out. We can use it for this, and then we use it later on for something else. Yeah, the Kuma's so cute. He's also very soft. I will say Jesus is a little softer. It's like one of those really soft materials. But this one is like a soft material that I think will last longer. Like it feels more... This is an advertisement now. Thank you, Seven's Requiem. Is Clara's egg carton still full? Yes, because I just bought eggs the other day. I always have 2 egg cartons in my fridge. It's very important. If you were talking about other eggs, then it's not supposed to be full. You're supposed to get rid of some of the eggs every month. Which for some people doesn't happen. It's quite dumb. Okay? For some people, you can go quite a few months without releasing any of your eggs. And I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what happens to the eggs at that point. Do they all release simultaneously? Do you have extra eggs and then you have those eggs for longer? I'm not sure. Anyway. Eggs? Are we talking about chicken eggs? At this moment, no. But the ones in my fridge, yes. I'm not keeping human eggs in my fridge. That would be a little strange. Unless, well, okay. Here's the thing. Some people, the people that have eggs, some of them will choose to keep those eggs a little longer because they might want to have... maybe they don't want to have so much of that sharing going on the playground yet. However, at a later date, they might want to have more of that experience, but the body can only hold on to those eggs for so long, so they'll keep the eggs for later, kind of like leftovers, you know? And then you can take them out later and you can share them with someone and then you can have fun on the playground again. Just in a different way. Know what I mean? No? Well, too bad, because me neither. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's nothing bad about leftovers. Saying leftovers is not a bad thing. Leftovers can be very good. For instance, I have rice in my fridge right now that I made a day ago. And I know that the fried rice that I make after this stream is gonna be so much better than the fried rice I had yesterday, because yesterday the rice was fresh. I didn't actually eat any yesterday. It was from 2 days ago. I lied. Because fried rice is better when it's a little older. And sometimes, you know, life is like that too. Having leftovers, not always a bad thing. All right. Never be insulted by being called leftovers. You know. I got the pork shack. I feel like whatever I am going to learn here will be detrimental to my education and sanity. That's not even true. I feel like I've made some pretty good points right now. I'm not even joking. Like, the safe word conversation, very important. Now, we haven't gone to the banana yet, but we will. We'll get to that later. Thank you, Crumples. Can you tickle the Kuma Gooch real quick? Now, before you tickle any gooch, as you will call it, you have to have permission, okay? So this is how that would go. You would say, "Hello, Kuma. Can I tickle your gooch perchance?" And then Kuma will have to say yes or no. And they can say yes, and then they can also later on, maybe tomorrow, I'll ask Kuma again. I'll say, "Hey, Kuma, can I tickle your gooch?" And then they'll say, "No, thank you." Okay? You have to understand this. Now, it's not always gonna be like so verbal, you know. You might you might come on to them like, "Ooh, you're putting on the moves." You're not saying it out loud, but like everybody knows what you're putting on, right? And then you go up to the kuma, and then you're like making moves to go for the tickle of the gooch, right? And then they might say, "Oh, sorry, I'm not feeling that today." And that's another way you can do that, okay? It doesn't have to always be, so verbal, but you have to, in some ways, make sure that they're doing okay. And if you see they're a little uncomfortable, you can ask. You can say, "Are you still feeling this?" And then if not, you do not tickle the gooch, all right? You do not goochie goochie goo anybody, okay? None of the goochie goochie goo. Goochie goochie goo. Now that I did not ask permission for, and that's because I am your slave master. My rules are different, okay? Now say thank you. Oh, it's gonna go. It always gets hot around this time of day, man. You're welcome. Oh God, okay. Thank you, Saitsu. Oh boy, Seggs Ed, where did these bricks come from? What bricks? I have brought no bricks. I have brought Kuma, Crash Bandicoot, and Nyaki. And the baby Jesus, but I didn't bring him. He just came, And the baby Jesus is always watching us, really. What the hell do you mean bricked up? Bruh. You're not supposed to be bricked up during Seggs Ed, okay? On brick. Right now. Brick down. Melvin Supreme. 今日のためにノートブック買いました。いいね。Yes, take notes, please. Remember this. 待って。真面目にかな？真面目にセグズの勉強できる。今日のこれ応援じゃないよね。営業？よろしくお願いします。I'm gonna learn so much. Let's freaking go, man. Oh, I know what that word is. I know what the kanji is. The second one is gyo, but the first one, like egyo. The first one is, it's like a class, right? I think that's the word for class, but I can't remember how to read it out loud. Welcome to the wonders of kanji. Sometimes you know how to read it like aloud, but you don't remember what it means. And then sometimes you know what it means, but you don't remember how to read it. And it's great. Very spacey. Miss Kaminari, what is pantsu? I feel like I was supposed to know a long time ago, but I never figured it out, and I've been afraid to ask. Now, I can't really show you on any of these because none of their pants come off. Oh my God, he's got a little tie. Okay, sorry. That was really cute. But the pantsu would be, I mean, honestly, I don't think he's wearing underwear under these. So these could technically kind of be his pantsu. But what you're wearing under this would be your pantsu. They're the things that keep your... Now, if you have an appendage that sticks out of your body, now you might want some pantsu that keep them in there. You know what I mean? They keep them in and they protect them from the elements. You know what I mean? They stop them from flapping all over the place, like in that one movie, Juno. You remember that with the guy Michael Cera and his flappy in his shorts? Like that. You wouldn't have that problem if you kept them in. You know what I mean? You want to get some nice boxer briefs, okay? None of this boxer business. We don't accept that in this classroom, okay? If you're wearing those, you gotta get out of here and go get some boxer briefs. Now, if you don't have an appendage sticking out of you, then you might want to wear some anyway, because the other kind of appendage is one that self-cleans. And when it self-cleans, there's a little bit of, there might be a little bit of, well, you gotta, like, when you dust your house, you know? You might dust it out onto the street, you know what I mean? Like you take your rug and then you like flail it like that outside the window. That's what happens. You know, the little cleaners are in there and then they're swiping the dust out of there. And then you know, you're going to need something to catch that. And that's why you would have some pantsu. Yes. This is not a monthly dusting. This is an ongoing thing always. You always have this self-cleaning tool. Now, if you don't have the self-cleaning tool, we're going to get on into how to properly clean your tool a little later. I'm gay now. That's okay. You can also have a lot of fun in those ways. However, you will need to learn how to clean because the other option is not self-cleaning. So you will need to actively clean that one, okay? There are many ways to do that. I believe there is a guy on YouTube who actually has a video on this, and it is not censored, and it is marked as educational. You can go down that path later. With a vacuum cleaner? No! Do not put a vacuum cleaner anywhere near your appendage, okay? It's not safe. Anyway, thank you, Sean Andrew. Seggs Ed from a fellow mega virgin. Let's go. What do you mean? I get so many ladies and gentlemen and everyone else in between. And ow, I actually had to cough. DJ water. Okay, this is better. Thank you. Thank you, pure hodium. Cute veins, Tusker. I don't even know. I need to go tan, maybe. Good God. I think I'm cheap. If pee is stored in the balls, does this mean girls have pussy balls? What the fuck? No, it is not stored in the balls, okay? You can store pee in two different places, okay? You can either store it in your bladder, which is kind of shaped like a kidney. I'm pretty like a kidney bean. I'm pretty sure. You can store it in there, or you can store it in I always forget what this is called. You can store it in your I don't remember what it's called. Sometimes there is a jar. No! You should not be storing your pee in a jar. No! In your colostomy bag. That's what it is. I don't know. Yeah! I somehow I remembered that before you even said it. Maybe it's because I read it subconsciously, though. That is a thing that probably happened. Yes, you can either keep it in your bladder or keep it in your colostomy bag. And otherwise, you're gonna put it in the freaking toilet where it belongs. Okay? Unless, of course, now once again, this is one of those more broad parts of the playground experience. Some people might enjoy play that is unsanitary, to be honest, okay? Now, as long as you're both, again, you have to lay down the rules of the playground before you get onto the playground. You don't want to just bring out your water gun and start shooting them with water, okay? Because some people don't want to get wet when they're on the playground. Some people, you know, they do their hair all nice and then you're squirting them with water. It's not going to go down well, okay? They don't want to get all sticky. You have to discuss it first, and then when you get on the playground, you can have a good time. Maybe they'll really appreciate it, but you have to ask first, all right? Okay. And asking does not mean coercion. Remember that. You can't say, well, if you love me, you'd let me squirt you with my water gun. None of that, okay? We don't do that. We ask very nicely, would it be okay if I squirt you with my water gun? And if they say no, you have to accept the no, okay? Okay. No sad faces, no pouties, okay? None of that. All right? Be good, be nice. No emotional blackmail, no physical blackmail, no locking them in your house until they say yes, no locking them in the basement and forcing them to do it. None of this, okay? Not good. The police will get called. And then you're gonna go to prison where you're gonna be on the other side of that, okay? It's not gonna be nice. Don't do that. None of that. Bad. All right. Moving on. Thank you, Kirkius. Seems like a dangerously open setup. Are you wearing a mask for added safety? I don't remember what we were talking about at this point. At this point, it's 26 minutes ago, but I'm gonna say no. Unless you want to. Which is how a lot of this is, you know? A lot of playground play is just, there's no explicit rules except for like, don't kill somebody, which is an explicit rule for all of life, really. Let's be real here, okay? But outside of that, there's no rigid rules. You can make your own games and have fun as long as everyone participating is open to those rules, okay? That's all. Okay. Thank you, Eggman. Come here, bro. It's time for your pre-workout homies, according to Clara. I mean, okay, you laugh, but if that's what you want to do, then you can, you know, have fun. For some people, that might make their workout experience more enjoyable. Maybe it will encourage them to go to the gym or encourage them to take a walk, or, you know, yeah. Thank you, Captain Sourcebird. Why does the egg tangent sound familiar? Because it's not a tangent, it is education, okay? I'm just telling you like it is. What? I'm just telling it to you as it is, okay? Thank you. Thank you, the Ferrari Kid. I like to picture baby Jesus in a tuxedo shirt because it says, like, I want to be formal, but I'm here to party too. Talladega Nights. That was. I don't think I've ever seen Talladega Nights. But I do agree. I think a nice suit would suit the baby Jesus. Maybe I could find a way, because it's like, it's not really sewed onto him that much. It's actually not. Like, it's not sewed onto him, like, all around here. It's only at the back, I think. Not even. The shirt isn't sewed onto him at all. So I could totally make him a new outfit. Oh my god, maybe we should do that next time. Okay, this is sex ed. This isn't friggin' dress the baby Jesus, but but next time we could do that. Negativity. My actual sex education was free rental VHS from the education section of Blockbuster. Parents never told me anything. This could only be better. See, now this is why I'm happy I'm here, because I had multiple sex ed classes. I feel like that's... I don't really remember. I feel like it went on for like a few weeks, one of them. But the first one was in, you know, elementary school. You have the talk about we did have a VHS, and then they talked about, like, some girls are gonna start, you know, and some boys are gonna burr. And then... going into high school, I feel like we had like a multiple session thing going on. And that's when they brought in the bananas and the condoms and the you know. They are welcome. dork. Like, are you actually qualified to give this lecture? Well, now you know. Yes, I am, because I have had, again, multiple lessons in this topic. If you can say I'm an expert, really. And I also, since then, you know, I've kept my education up to date by looking online and making sure that I know all of these things, okay? You have to, you know... Exactly. I should... Oh my god, I'm actually tempted to, like, get a freaking online... There has to be some, like, a trade school. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen. Urka spanked those which failed her class and got them expelled. I assume there will be another exam at the end of this science advanced class. No exam. The exam is your life, okay? You will only know once you get with someone. Or not. Maybe you won't. Maybe you don't want to. Up to you. Again, your playground is your happy space to invite whoever you'd like to enjoy it. But if you one day decide to share your playground with someone, you will know you failed if they never come back and they really don't have a good time. Or you end up in prison. So otherwise, you know, really, this is the most important test of your life. In some ways, okay? Important questions. Are there practical lessons? Now, the practical lessons that you could do include, you know, playing on your own playground to find out, you know, just experiment with what kind of games you like to play on your playground, right? And everyone should do this so that one day when you decide to have someone play on your playground, you can express this to me. You can say, hey, I really like this kind of, game when we play this on my playground. What kind of game do you like to play on your playground? And then you guys can come to, you know, a decision. Maybe your games kind of don't really mesh together. So one day you'll play your game and then the next day you can play their game. Or maybe their game is something that you don't want to do all together. And so you decide, you know, actually maybe we can't play together because while I respect the game that you want to play, that's not something that I'm comfortable playing for my playground. You know what I mean? So you can, you know, you gotta talk these things out. So the most important thing you can do is play on your playground and find out your own game boundaries, if you will. Okay? Yeah, maybe you don't want them playing on your tire swing. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. You love my hand movements. Thank you. I'm Shut up! Oh, wait. Oh, God. Wait. I feel like I've missed some. No, I haven't. Okay. Thank you, Bragg. Jesus, cover your ears. Jesus doesn't need to cover his ears. Jesus has been around longer than you have, and he has seen a lot more things than you have, okay? Jesus is perfectly fine with this, okay? Even though he was not born with, the playground experience. But I don't want to get into that because that's something that Jesus shouldn't be listening in for, okay? There you are. Thank you, Eggman. So there is anywhere between 1 and over 1,000 holes that can be used, but one definitely cannot be used. It is all... What? It all is so clear now, Clara Sensei. Exactly. There's many options. There's just one that should not be used under any circumstance. I mean, here's the thing. Maybe someone out there enjoys it, so I don't want to say it off the bat. You know, you never wanna, you know, if someone out there does that and they can have a safe way to do that, then that's up to their own playground experience, okay? We don't shame other people for how they play on their own playground, all right? Gunplay? What the frick? Actually, no, I lied. There is one hole that should never be used. Never, never, never. And it comes back to the where you can store your pee question, which is the colostomy bag, okay? Do not put anything inside of the colostomy bag hole. Don't do it. It leads to infections, and then you're gonna end up going to the freaking hospital, and then you're gonna have to explain how you got the infection, okay? Nobody do that. None of that. I am not talking about sounding. You can do that all you want. You can do that one all you want, okay? As long as you do it safely and you have the express permission of, the person you're doing it to, and everybody's having a good time. I don't care about that one. The colostomy bag, you don't do that, okay? It's very dangerous and it's not good. Thank you. God. The body is truly a holy place. Exactly. It's a holy place, and you have to respect it. You have to respect your own playground, and you have to respect other people's playgrounds, and just remember that there's an infinite amount of possibilities for what you can do on your playground, and you can have fun exploring which ones you would like to. Yes. Now you, Jonathan Barry. They taught me in school, no hat, no play. Is that true? Now, this is also, again, this is something that has to be discussed beforehand, okay? When you were in school, you were probably very young, okay? In which case, you should always have your hat on because it's not safe yet, all right? When you're young, you're still developing. You gotta keep that hat on so you're safe. However, when you get older, you might decide that you don't want to have a hat on anymore. You don't need your safety hat, because your skull is hard enough and mature enough that you can withstand not having the hat on anymore. You know what I mean? So that is something that you can discuss with your playground partner, whether or not you want to enjoy again, the potential of the next 9 months and then later on the next 18 years of your life having a little baby. Rock my baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. Thank you, Jonathan. Wait, is that the one I read? Yes, it is. I'm stupid. Thank you, Sir Zipla. Can we go over the course syllabus again? I might be in the wrong class. This is a kind of more go with the flow, okay? You guys can ask questions. Maybe I'll remember something. I'll try to get out the basics. Bing, bang, boom. I feel like the playground and the getting permission and the hat versus no hat, those are pretty important conversations that we've already had. All right? Don't forget those. All right. Safe words are definitely important, especially for the more risque play. Gotta set boundaries. For example, my safe word is don't stop. Exactly. And maybe that does work for you. You know what I mean? Maybe you just want to make sure that it's a word that you will never want to use in another context. You want it to mean exactly what you decide upon, and you don't want any confusion, right? So let's say you make your safe word banana, and then one day you decide that you want to play on the playground with a banana, and then all of a sudden, every time you're talking about the banana, the person that you're playing with thinks that you want to stop, but that isn't what it means anymore. You know what I mean? That's why you have to be very careful about what safe word you're using. You have to decide on a word that's gonna make sense for you, okay? Remember that. Thank you. Thank you, King and Yellow. You lost me? I don't know what to do in that situation. If you lose your playground partner, they might have just run away. They might just have decided that maybe your game was a little less fun than they thought it was, and now they're gone. And that's okay. You know, you're gonna have to eat some ice cream, watch some romantic comedies, cry it out, and then you can find a new partner to play on the playground with, okay? There you go. Thank you, Silas Pascual. Or is it Pascal? Teacher, I feel that it's too abstract. I can't grasp the subject. Can you describe in more detail and examples? If I remembered what I was talking about 30 minutes, trust me, I so would. But I don't. That's why I have to read faster. Thank you, South. Snack is Arby's because they bring the meats. Meat. I'm not a fan of cold. Is it? I don't know. I've never been to Arby's, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever been to Arby's in my life. But now that we're discussing meat can come in a sandwich, if you will, can come in many shapes and sizes, all right? And I believe we've talked about this on a previous stream, but the size of the pad and the size of the tampon does not depend upon the size of the sandwich, all right? These are two different things. This is not at all related, okay? That depends on how much sauce is currently in the sandwich, okay? I wish I didn't word it that way, but there it is. Yes, but some sandwiches, they really pack them with a lot of meat, you know, and that just makes them more juicy, and that's okay. And then some sandwiches have a little less meat in them, and those can be nice and flavorful too. It's a little less, you know, less messy to eat, and that's good too. It all depends on you know, I don't know, just different sandwiches for different folks, if you will. And each type of sandwich is beautiful in its own way, and it's good in its own way. You know what I mean? Yeah. How much protein does the sandwich have? I'm gonna be honest, I have never thought about the protein content of the sandwich. This is something to research later on your own. Remember to keep notes so you know what you would like to look up later. Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Instructions unclear. It's stuck in a toaster now. I don't know what you've stuck in a toaster, but remember to unplug the toaster before you try to do anything else, okay? For now, you're safe. You might not be later, so remember to unplug the toaster. It's not... Yes. Thank you, Sin. Discussion beforehand. Where do you want me to lose my gallons? Exactly. Sometimes, you know, to the playground, you bring, it might not be gallons. Sometimes it might be a teaspoon or a tablespoon, and sometimes it might be gallons or jars, but either way, you got to decide beforehand where you're going to be putting this to continue with the sauce analogy. No, the sauce was something else. Your water from your water gun. You have to discuss beforehand where you're going to be putting the water from your water gun, all right? Yes. Some people, they might enjoy having it on them, and some people will not want that to be a thing at all. Some people will be like, please put this in a dog bowl and then I will enjoy it later, and that might be their thing. And you know what? If you are also very excited by the idea of that, you can do that too. Enjoy. The water was pee right now. This is where it gets very confusing, because the people with these, these appendages that stick out of their body, they only have the one hole. It's kind of like a bird with a cloaca that like everything comes out of one hole. It's like that, except it's everything except for one thing. You know what I mean? It's like they have one separate entrance for that, but then the other one just like does everything else. You know what I mean? So it can be a little confusing. But either way, whatever you're putting into your water gun, whether it's water or something else, you have to decide where you're going to be putting that beforehand, okay? Unless, of course, you have a repertoire with this person, right? You've built up a relationship now. Maybe you've played on each other's playgrounds a few times, and you've decided where... calling it an entrance. I call it like it is. Do I mean rapport? I do. Thank you. I don't remember what I said, but yes, that's what I meant to say, if that's not what I said. I said repertoire. Yes, I meant rapport. You know, you have a relationship now. You know, like you can kind of vibe each other out. You know what I mean? And then maybe you know, you don't have to discuss in detail every time. You know, it just depends on. But maybe you've discussed like where you definitely don't want their water gun going. You know what I mean? You don't want it. Like, I don't want you ever putting your water on my face. Something like that. And that's a rule you should stick to until one day maybe you can discuss it again. But remember, no coercion, no locking them in your basement, all right? Good. Thank you, Agamata. Clara, now I shall demonstrate the process of birth with this Kuma plot. Why are you ruining my goddamn stream idea? Why do you think I got this thing? Look, I haven't had time to get around to preparing that yet. It'll happen eventually. The couples. When I say play, I never bring my toys back. I leave them where they spill. And if something occurs that I need to own up to my mistake, I go to Old Reliable and reenact Saturn devouring his son. I don't know if I know what any of that means. I'm gonna be honest. I actually don't. I actually don't know if I know what any of that means. I'm unaware of what happened to Saturn and his son. I just know that Saturn has a lot of rings, and I hope that's really okay in the celestial law. I guess maybe you can have a lot of sister wives if you're a planet. I thought we were secret. Oh god, I'm scared now that I'm here. Why? We're having a perfectly normal conversation. It's just more educational than it normally would be. Actually, no. Most of my streams are very educational, to be honest. If you're new here, welcome. This is what my channel is usually like. We're very educational in these parts. Thank you, Pabs Kamacho. When do the birds and the bees and the store? Now, I never understood the birds and the bees things, mostly because I never had it expressed to me that way. I don't know what the birds and the bees is. I don't know how they're related. I don't understand how the birds and the bees are supposed to get it on. I don't even think birds actually do it. I'm pretty sure the lady bird lays an egg, and then the other bird comes over, and then he like does something to the egg. So I don't think that's exactly the same. But anyway, I think the human one is a little more involved. Okay, there's a little more, you know. Birds aren't fish. Birds hump? Birds have a cloaca? Look, I already knew that. They do the deed? We looked up bird. a few streams ago. I hate that you're right. I mean, I knew they, but I didn't think they... I don't want to think about this anymore. We're not discussing birds today, okay? I don't care what birds get up to, those freaky bastards. I hate birds. Ethel! I can't read this name. Tsukino! Tsukino! Oh, I just said I hate birds, and this person has a bird kanji in their name. I'm so sorry. At a courtroom in the future, telling the puppet to point on itself where Clara touched it. No, I would never. I would always ask for explicit consent before doing anything weird, okay? Except for when I gucci guyu, because... Remember what I said about rapport? Yeah, that's what we got going on. Hey, Barbie. Why are we doing it out on the playground again as a leftover? As leftovers. The leftover wasn't about the playground activities. The leftover was about the eggs, okay? That was a different thing. There's no leftovers on the playground. And if you're finding yourself with leftovers on the playground, then I feel like that's not a good, vibe to have. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, again, whatever you'd like, but see a doctor. I mean, I'm trying to think what a leftover would mean on the playground, because what I'm imagining is you've got like 3 people on the playground, which more power to you. If everybody was consenting with their own playgrounds, you can have as many playgrounds as you want at the playground. But if you have one that's more like a leftover, and then there's 2 over here that are having a lot of fun, then maybe the 3-person playground isn't for you. You know what I mean? You always want to feel like everybody is involved, and if one person isn't involved, then maybe you should think about why you have this many people on the playground in the first place. If you can't handle 3 people being on the playground, then maybe you should only have 2 people on the playground. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why everybody's bringing up NTR. That's not even what I was getting at. But I suppose that is something that could be leftover, though. Like if you already have, I don't like him being involved in this. I don't know how I feel about Jesus being involved in this either, though. I don't have any more dolls. Okay, wait. All right, we've got this Pokemon. That's actually Ditto. So let's say you have these 2 are they have decided their playground rules are that they are going to be only playing on each other's playgrounds, right? They have made it so that they are the only ones, and they decide, like, I'm not going to play on anyone's playground, and I'm not going to play on anyone else's playground. We're only going to play on each other's playground. And then one day, they're chatting it up, and then they play on each other's playgrounds. I guess you could call this a leftover? But that's not nice, okay? Remember, you have to respect the rules of the playground. And if you both already choose the rules of the playground, then, Now, if we're talking about the other thing, the C word, if you will, then that means that these 2 have decided that they're going to, be in... They're gonna play on each other's playgrounds, but it's more than that. They've decided that they are going to be in a legally binding in some cases, and in other cases, just they've decided that they are going to... I don't really know what it is, to be honest. They're just gonna be people that they can depend upon. And they're gonna maybe live together and stuff like that. You know what I mean? However, maybe I shouldn't do this. Okay, crash. Maybe this one decides, hey, I would like to see you play on someone else's playground, and that's okay with me. I don't know how I feel, whichever way this feels, either way. And that's okay, because at least you've both decided on the rules of the playground. And then you have to tell this person as well, hey, I've got another playground that I regularly play on. However, they are okay with this. And if you'd like, I'd like to play on your playground sometime. And if everybody in this situation is okay with that, then I don't really care. As long as everybody on the playground is happy with the rules on the playground, it's fine. But if you're going to go with this person on their playground and you're not talking to this person about what's happening on that, that's not okay. Okay? Or if you say, I want to play on someone else's playground, they say no. Or if this person says, I want you to play on their playground, and you say no, and then they lock you in their basement until you say yes, that would be coercion. That's not okay either. I'm not encouraging anything. I'm encouraging you to do whatever you want on your playground. That's all I'm saying. But I think for most people, this is a bit too much. You just want it to make things less complicated. Just, keep it to one person on the playground at a time. 2 people. 1 or 2 people on the playground at a time. All right? That's all you need. And if you want to have 4 or 5 or 10 people on the playground, as long as everybody involved is okay with that, you do that. But to make things simple for today, we're gonna keep discussing the 1 or 2 people on the playground, all right? Just to, make it more simple and yes. Basically, the rules still apply if you have more than that on the playground. You have to make sure that each and every single person is okay with what's happening on the playground. All right? All right. Remember that. Thank you, Batty Bubbard. David Gibbs. I'm so behind! I'm never gonna catch up. When is the next stream? When is the stream that I have to raid into? Oh, potato czar. All this talk about eggs is making me itchy. Seems that my allergy is acting up. I'm getting itchy too. I'm not sure. I'm the last stream of the day? Wait, but there is a stream after me eventually. It's 3 hours away? Oh my god. Okay, well, at least there's that. That's fine. Arigato! Where am I? I'm okay. Thank you, Agent G. How can I trust someone who just lied about rice? I don't remember what I said about rice. What, about the fried rice? It's true. Older rice is better. If you get fresh rice for fried rice, it's gonna be too sticky and it's not as easy to make into your fried rice. So it's better to have a bit older rice. All right? All right. Thank you, Brian Bob. I'm not sure I understand, but is Clara saying she's fried? No! I said my fried rice was fried, and I was talking about literal fried rice, okay? And the Arc 6. Clara Chan, what is pet play? Okay, now, pretend this is a collar. So you might, I don't know if this will fit. So one of you might want to have like a little collar around you, right? And then the other one might want to hold on to it like it's a leash, all right? And why do I have handcuffs? This is a gift for Brie. And then you you might want to go around on your playground pretending like, you know, woof woof bark, and then that's like, you know, a thing for you. However, some people try to take this outdoors, you know, taking their pet, if you will, to the dog park. Now, this is not okay. And do you know why it's not okay? Because this is what we call a kink, ladies and gentlemen. And you should not be partaking in those in front of other people. It's a little strange. Don't do that. None of this outdoor stuff. You can do it inside your house. Not outside your house, all right? None of that. It's possibly illegal, and if it's not, it's still partaking in a sexual act in front of other people, and that's not good, okay? All right. You keep that inside your house. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Cruz. What's she saying? I'm distracted by the hands. What? What's wrong with my hands? Someone said my hands look different. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure my hands look the same as they always looked. Those Trumax. Thank you and welcome. I still can't read this one. The moon something bird. I'm sure it's a type of bird. I just don't know how to read that. Claire understands consent is sexy. Exactly. There's nothing more sexy than someone wanting to have sex with you and then you wanting to have sex with them. You know what I mean? This has keys, but the last time I tried to use the key, it didn't really work. Because it's the other way. Oh. Oh. Wait, what? Okay, never. Just don't use the key. Just don't use the key. Anyway, I'll keep that there for now. Ethel Arc 6. Thank you, Master Mommy. What the frick? What the hell? At the massive 7 eyes too. Instructions unclear. Wife tied up in basement and 3 kids learning to make trebuchets. What are you going to war? What the frick? What is happening? Don't tie up your wife in the basement, even if it's wartime. Reason being, the second you lose that war, your wife can't run away. And now you've locked her in the basement. To either be left there forever because no one ever finds her, or to be taken by some, like, whoever you were fighting in that freaking war. Okay, don't do that. Atlas syntax error. Oh, who's Ed and why are we talking about sex in him? This is Ed. I love this little guy. He's a little dirty, but he's cute all the same. What are we doing? After the seal boy. We're gonna leave this stream even less educated? What do you mean? I feel like I've gotten to a good amount of points up until now, at least. I feel like I've made some pretty good leeway here. You know what I mean? We discussed consent and, you know, playing on your playground to find out what you might want to play with on somebody else's playground, and how many holes there are, and the one hole that you should definitely never, ever, ever use, and water guns. Yeah. And pet play. Yes, so that, unfortunately, we did also hit on that. What hole is that? It's the colostomy bag hole, okay? Never use that hole. Every other hole, just have consent first. We did not get to the banana yet, no. Athletics. Master, do you know dame in Japanese means no or stop, but in Spanish, dame means gives to me. What should I do? Ooh. Well, you should probably find out what languages your playground partner speaks before getting onto their playground. Yes. Thank you, Spider Dude 93. Dusty from No Use. Wait, what did I say was dusty? Oh, no, it's just, okay. You know how you live in your house and it gets dusty? Do you know why it gets dusty? If anything, that's because there's too much activity in there, because most of the dust in your house is like skin particles and stuff, and that's kind of disgusting to think about, but it's still true. So you've got to do your, you've got to do your regular dusting and stuff, you know what I mean? Yes. And it's the same, not the skin flake collection. That was one time! That was one time! I had a very dry spot on my head, okay? And I really liked collecting the skin. And then one day, my skin collection was gone. And then I was crying and I was screaming and my mom was like, "What?" And I was crying because my skin collection was gone. Because it turned into dust. You were supposed to have forgotten about that by now. Thank you, Mr. Sildip. Will there be a practical for this class? Like I said earlier, the practical for this class is you going about your daily life. That's it. One day you might have someone you want to share your playground with. And if you haven't taken these lessons to heart, you could end up in prison or never getting a call back from them. You know what I mean? And that's why you got to remember these lessons, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Eric Bloxham. Please stop, sister. Please, stepsister Clara, show me how to clean my tool with those hands. Look, we're gonna get into that later, okay? You long genius. I won't have to show up. What? I won't have to show to a court where this stream touched me using a doll, right? Right! Jokes aside, I love your singing, Clara. Thank you. And I like singing. However, this month is rough because hay fever is real and it freaking sucks. Man, it's like every day my throat is just dying. And my nose, it sucks. What about STDs? Okay. Now, before you get on someone's playground, you might want to test for any everyone's playground might come with some different bacterias, you know what I mean? It's kind of like when you go from one continent to another, there might be some different bacterias that exist there that don't exist where you're from. For example, I came to Japan, all of a sudden I've got hay fever, you know what I mean? So, what for that reason, you might want to discuss and find out and then discuss that order. What kind of bacterias your playground might have. And then you will disclose that information to whoever you want to play with on the playground. right? And there are protections you can take to not give your bacterias to the other person. You have to be informed in order to be able to do that, though, okay? Yes. Sometimes there is pressure cleaning, yes. Sometimes it's just something that you have to deal with. You might have to have, you know, what's a good analogy for this? You might have to have, you might have to use some alcohol on your playground daily just to make sure that you know nothing happens, and then yeah. But as long as everybody is informed and you're staying safe and you're doing what you can, you know, that's what matters, okay? Yes. Alcohol? I didn't mean that kind of alcohol. I meant like freaking like actual cleaning alcohol, man. Jesus, man. God. What's wrong with you people? God. Man. Katrina. Dango? Does every hole is a goal? No, I already told you. There's one hole that's off limits, and everything else you just discussed beforehand, okay? Is this personal experience, Miss Clara? It's personal experience in the sense that I have a lot of experience on Google and in my own school sex ed class. And also I've seen a few crazy videos out there, like that one on the cruise ship, and that's all that should be necessary, okay? I am now an expert. Thank you! Did you got the Sakana plushie yet? No! Although I don't know how I would feel if I had an Urka and a Sakana plushie for this. I feel like that would not... I don't know how I would feel about that. You know what I mean? Trash about 1234. That was the most unhinged consent explanation I've ever heard, but I'm here for it. Thanks for being our guide, Clara. We're better for it. You're welcome. You know, you have to word it in a way that's easy for everyone to understand. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thank you, Crumples. What if... Oh, God. What if they were responsible for my daughter's death and I wanted her back, so I arranged for an arrangement involving a turkey baster. Great movie, by the way. I don't know what movie that is. And I'm not sure I want to know what movie that is. Yes. I don't know. I mean, you can bring whatever tools you want to the playground. If you want to bring a turkey baster, more power to you. Just remember, as long as everybody is informed and okay with this, then you do what you want to do on your playground, all right? That's the movie Temma was telling us about with the blind guy? This is sounding weirder and weirder every second. So there's a blind guy and his daughter dies and you want to bring her back from the dead, so you get a turkey baster? What the hell is happening? Thank you, the seal boy. Miss Kaminari, can you explain docking, please? Now, I don't remember what this means. I don't remember all this crazy lingo you kids come up with, okay? But to me, what it sounds like is maybe... I don't know. Someone being on top of somebody else for something. The movie's called Don't Breathe. I don't get it. Oh. Okay, wait. Now that someone is mentioning swords. Okay, I think I know what you mean. It's when you both meet and then one person kind of consumes the other. Is that what we're talking about? Why did I know that? Why did I know that? Okay, well, again, the same rules apply. As long as everybody is consenting and this is the game that they want to play on the playground, then you go ahead, okay? God. That's a wreck. Father Donovan gave me a lesson in Seggs Ed. He's in jail now. I don't know who that is, but if they played on your playground and it wasn't okay and you didn't want them playing on your playground, then maybe it's a good thing that they're in jail now. Maybe that's a good thing. Thank you, Trashboat 1234. I'm married. It's about time I got the talk. Well, some people don't ever, some people, they have a rule where they're not going to play on anyone's playground until they have a ring on their finger. And in that case, you would have to, get the rings and then you play on each other's playground. And some people, they don't need the rings first. They just want to play on the playground, and then maybe one day they'll also have rings. And whatever works for you, as long as everybody in the situation is okay with how the situation's going. If one person wants the ring first and the other person doesn't, then maybe, either you're gonna have to, maybe this person will have to say, okay, then never mind, I'm gonna be okay and we're gonna get the rings first. Or maybe this person's gonna be like, actually, maybe I do want to try playing on the playground first. Or maybe you guys are gonna go your separate ways. And either way, that's okay, as long as everybody in the situation is okay with this, okay? You gotta remember, everybody has to be happy with what's going on. You can't decide, okay, fine, we can wait until we get the rings, and then you're together and you're all happy, and then you go, oh, but baby, if you loved me, you would let me play on your playground. Meh, baby. This is not okay. Remember, this is what we call coercion, and you also can't lock them in your basement, all right? And yes, Jesus is watching all the time. So think about that. Thank you. Thank you, Omit. Miss Clara, how do I make my banana bigger? Now, here's the thing. I've seen some advertisements about this, but I don't know how true they are. Some people say that you can take some pills. Other people say that you can get some injections. I don't know if I'd trust any of that. I think maybe you should. Some people say, I hate that I know what that word means. The yep. I hate that I know what that means. That's where you stretch it out. Some people say that works. I think you should just maybe learn to be okay with yourself. Maybe you've got a little pee-pee and that's okay, and you're going to find someone who loves your little pee-pee. Okay. There is also a situation where maybe the pee-pee too big. This is a problem. See, some people out here are like, I wanna have one that's like 8 inches. You have to remember, the ones that are, the inside one, right? That usually goes from, it's about 6 inches. So if you've got your big ol' 8-inch pound of meat, things aren't gonna work out. You have to remember this, all right? Sometimes having small pee-pee, not so bad. You know what I mean? Yes. As long as if you can make it so that your playground partner is having a good time, regardless of how large your the toys that you're bringing with you are, then Everything's okay. And maybe you want to bring some reinforcement. So maybe you actually bring some other toys to make things even more exciting and fun for both of you. And that's okay too. You know what I mean? Yeah. What if I want to reach the large intestines? What is wrong with you? That's called murder. The playground sounds like a poor RPG. Takes 9 months for the boss to spawn and hatch. I don't know if you should be thinking of your playground partner as a boss, but... Artery. Sensei Clara, why are we doing this in a playground? Look, the playground is just a word for your body, okay? It's not the place where you are. Remember what I said about pet play and bringing it to the dog park? The same thing applies here, okay? Anything that's of a sexually stimulating nature should be behind closed doors, all right? Remember this. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah's Kitchen. Instructions unclear. Someone got me pregnant against my will, and I wasn't even remotely close to a playground. First of all, it shouldn't be against your will. That's when you call the police. And second of all, it's a good thing that it wasn't near a playground. But third of all, if what you mean by playground is what I mean by playground, which is your body, and you're saying that nobody came close to your body and you still ended up with a baby, then your baby might in fact be Jesus. In which case, be very excited, because the rapture might in fact be coming. Thank you, Reagan. I just found this song called Bitty Bitty Be With You. I'm sure the idol who sang it is so innocent and adorable. Oh God. Oh God. What? Look, the most important part of being an idol is making sure that your fans are making good decisions. And that's what I want for all of you, okay? I want you to be informed and happy, and that's important, and that's what needs to happen. Earthless Spider Dude 93. You know you failed the exam. If they don't come back, it don't matter. She still played on my playground. You can look at it this way, yes. However, I would think that you might want to make it so that it's so enjoyable that they come back to play on your playground. Do you know what I mean? This might be something that would be a good thing, because then, you know, you'd have a good person that you trust, and that, you know, you already trusted them once to play on your playground, and then you can build a rapport, and then you can, yeah. But if one person's having fun on the playground and the other isn't, then they might never want to come back to play on your playground, and then you'll be stuck playing on your playground alone again. Know what I mean? This is why you have to think about everybody involved, not just yourself. Don't just say, I want to play on the swings today, so we're going to play on the swings. And then this person says, okay. And then the next time you say you get together, you're like, I want to play on the swings today, so we're going to play. And you're like, well, actually, I'd like to try maybe playing on the monkey bars. And you're like, no, I still want to play on it. And they're like, well, okay. And then after doing that too many times, then maybe this person won't want to come to your playground anymore, because they don't want to play on your freaking swings anymore. They've done that enough. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta give and take. You know what I mean? Exactly. Arigato, Arclight. Has Principal Sakana reviewed and approved your curriculum? No, and I don't even think he's awake right now. Sucks to be him. Alpha 7's Requiem. Sensei, since you're such an expert, surely you have lots of hands-on experience. Therefore, I need you to provide some very private 1v1 hands-on instruction. I promise not to tell the class. First of all, I'm not technically a teacher. I'm a student here that is giving a lecture, just like what happened at my school, really. We had students from the older classes come to our class and teach us sex ed. But, as I am acting as a teacher today, this would be very unethical. Okay? I'm so sorry. What do you mean, what? That's like a normal thing. It's like the higher grade class people, they come and they give the sex ed class. What do you mean? That's like a perfectly normal thing. Because they learned it like the year before. So then the next year they give the class. And that makes sure that are really stuck in their brain, you know what I mean? That isn't a thing? What? Is this another... How is that a grooming situation? They just get up in front of the class and they have bananas and condoms. How is that not legal? What do you mean? It's like if they gave any other freaking project, you know? Like if they had like I don't know, they had to tell you about the solar system and then they made a project of it. That's the same thing. How is that weird? How is that weird? You guys are so repressed. What the fuck? I'm like actually so confused as to why you're all freaked out by that. If you're learning sex ed, you can teach sex ed. What do you mean? Are you saying that you can learn like science class, but then you can't give a project on the science class that you just learned? What do you mean? That's like a perfectly normal thing. Y'all are so weird. How is that freaky? How is that grooming? I need water. You guys are weird. Not as an instructor? What's the difference? What? Okay, tell me the difference between you going into class and your teacher having a banana and teaching you about sex ed versus you then taking that lesson and making a project about it and then you teaching what you learned. What is the difference? What's the You just learned it and now you're saying they're qualified instructor? Are you not qualified once you learn the information? Are you saying that no class project should ever exist? Like the students should never have, what do you call those? You know, you make like a poster and then you get up in front of the class and then you're like, this is how Saturn works. Saturn has many rings. Saturn is beautiful and big and the biggest one in the solar system. A presentation, yeah. So they learned it and then they teach it. What's the difference? What do you mean I don't believe it? If anything, I believe in education more than you do because I believe that once you learn it, and if you actually retain the information, there's always a teacher at the back watching. You know, they don't just like leave them. But there's a teacher at the back, and that reinforces that they actually learned everything because they have to present it. You know what I mean? If a kid reads Shakespeare, he becomes a playwright? No. But if a kid reads Shakespeare, he can then give a presentation on Shakespeare with the teacher watching at the back. And then if anything is like incorrect, the teacher can say something, but most of the time it's not because they did their freaking research on freaking Shakespeare. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the difference? You guys are so weird. Yeah, there's a supervisor. I mean, they're still students. They might say something wrong, but usually, you know, they have the information. They like study and stuff. This is the point. point that you guys have that's like weird? I don't understand. How is this the thing that you guys are getting hung up on? I'm so confused. This is like the most normal part of the freaking thing I've said. Oh, it's so hot. I'm not a teacher. I'm a student. I'm doing a project and I need to turn on my AC. It's so hot. All right, here we are. It's not weird. It's literally just learning something and then spitting out that information that you learned. That's all it is. And if anything, that's reinforcing that you actually learn the information, because when you're just sitting there and you're just learning the information, you're having it being told to you, maybe you're not listening, maybe you're not actually paying attention, you know what I mean? However, when you're forced to then get up in front of the class and give a presentation about that information, then you actually have to know the information, bruv. God! What about the hand movements? I'm out of here. It's freaking hot. Oh my god, I need to like... Thank you! Chimney. The safe word is Thor. Nah, I would definitely use the word Thor. I don't know if I'm at the liberty to tell you how I would use the word Thor. With his brother? Yeah? Do you not think Loki would want to hear like, oh my god, you're so much sexier than Thor? I think you would quite enjoy that. You can come back now. There you go. Thank you, the Ferrari kid. Miss Clara, please, please, please put Talladega Nights on your watch list. It's Will Ferrell comedy movie about NASCAR. People loves this movie too. That's one of the ones that came out at that time. Will Ferrell was doing a lot of those movies. There was also the one about like figure skating. That one I saw. I don't really remember it though. I don't know. It's like it's okay to watch once, but then I'm kind of over it, kind of vibes. You know what I mean? Hey, Will Ferrell was very good in frickin' Elf, and also Superstar, and also that one movie about the writer who like wrote his death. I really like that one. The one with the flower. He's like, I got you flowers, and it's like literal baking flour because she's a baker. Stranger Than Fiction, yeah. Oh, and Megamind. I forgot about that. He was also Megamind. Yeah. Yeah. Goodness me, man. Okay. I thought just a total fan. I thought this was a class about super eggs. Y'all are sick. What is a super egg? At the taste rock. Sensei, I forgot my safe word. Please help Noah! So this is why don't forget your safe words, everybody. Don't forget it. You have to think of something that you're gonna remember. I can't point to my own head, so I'm pointing to Kuma's head. Will this be on the test? Your safe word? Yes. And remember, the test is life. Be prepared. Brag. Ew. I don't remember what you were saying ew to, but oh, it was the sandwich talk. There's nothing ew about sandwiches, unless maybe you don't like sandwiches, and that's okay. If you're more of a sausage guy, that's fine. You can like whichever you like. If you like sandwiches, that's fine. If you like sausages, that's fine too. Whatever you like, okay? But they all come in different shapes and sizes, you know what I mean? Not every sausage is built the same. Not every sandwich is built the same, okay? Some sausages are made out of pork meat and some are made out of beef. Thank you, Lakakami. Whatever size of sandwich, I always say itadakimasu. This is a very good practice, yes. Before you eat, before you consume anything, you gotta say your prayers. Okay? You gotta give grace, if you will. N30 HRT GTV. The sauce tastes like metal. I don't want to know how you know that. But I'm gonna take your word for it, because I also do not know this, so... I have no experience with this! Thank you. And everything. It took me a year to membership to learn segs. Did you expect it sooner? This isn't an everyday first of all, we always get educational on this channel. However, this is just more in depth. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Batty Bobber. But protein and water balloons to prank people? Not to prank people, no. No. If you both are excited about the protein in the water balloons, then okay. But if you're not, then no. You should not be going to a random park and throwing water balloons filled with protein at people. This is gonna get you arrested. Stay safe, everybody. Thank you, Winstrom. Love this class, Miss Clara. Sorry I was late. That's okay. We only went through a few very important topics, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Thank you, Rick Payne. Is this on the entrance exam? Yes. And by entrance exam, I mean your entrance into someone else's playground. Thank you, Agamata. I was just joking. Jesus Christ. Well, too late. I've been planning this freaking birthing stream for like over a year now. I made freaking Sakura bring this plushie to me. And then I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then I still haven't done it. Bees equals stingers, pee-pee. Birds equals eggs. You now know. But they don't mate together, so how does that even work? Why do people have to all get cutesy, okay? You want to know what my sex ed was like? It was like, this is the penis. The penis goes into the vagina, and then it will release its sperm. And you know what? You should know real freaking terminology. And it's also proven that if you know real terminology, then it's actually safer for you as well, okay? You gotta keep that in mind. Yes. Thank you, Chimney. Birds reproduce through the cloacal kiss, where the male and female birds touch their cloacas together. The male deposits sperm, which then travels to the female's oviduct to fertilize an egg? I hate birds so much more now. I hate it so much more now! I'm talking about it without metaphors was an option? Yes. I mean, not in this stream, because we're trying to keep it at least somewhat monetizable. Not monetizable, but not restricted on YouTube. You know what I mean? Yes. I don't want it to say that every time you come to this freaking stream, you have to click whether or not you're 18 plus. Thank you, always. Thank you, Reagan. What about when the big kids go to the playground, push me over, take my toys, and make me watch them play with them? That's when you call the police. And then get therapy. Thank you, Justin Tolvin. I'm not allowed 50 meters near playgrounds. Someone want to come play with me at my house? I got chalky milk and bionicles. Now, I would be weary of why this person isn't allowed near playgrounds, to be honest. I think you should look into that before accepting this offer, all right? Everybody, stay safe. Thank you, Captain Squishface. Mommy Clara taught me to have sex on the playground, I swear. She said it was okay, so why am I being grounded when you did it with Dad there, too? No one should be... Okay, the playground is your body. Okay, this is what... Now, see, this is what... Remember when I said you shouldn't use metaphors? This is why, because it gets very confusing, okay? The playground is your body, all right? I'm gonna be clear. It's your body, okay? You want to make sure that you're playing with your body safely. And someone else can come and play with your body. And you have to do that with consent. All right? God. Thank you, Artemis. Clara Sensei, can siblings play on the playground? Now look. You already know how I feel about this. Yes and no. All right. The answer for me is going to be a no. However, some people are going to be weird about it, okay? And if you are going to be weird about it, at least make sure that your playground activities are not going to result in, 9 months and then 18 years. It's only okay if you're a vampire. Thank you, Spo. More than 2 people on a playground play on swings. That's why they're called swingers. And most swing sets have at least 3. I feel like most swing sets have like 3 or 6. Or maybe 4 or 6. I've never thought about it this way. Thank you, Silent Shot 121. Clara, my friend says she wants me to try playing in her back playground instead of her front playground. What does she mean by this? Now, remember when I said that there are some holes that are self-cleaning and some that aren't? You can play at the back of the playground if you'd like. However, you have to do your research and know how to clean that out. So that, otherwise it's not going to be a good time, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Randy Matsunaga. Clara, what happens if Cowper's pouch is removed? Who's Cowper? If you're talking about a colostomy bag, it's not good things. Thank you, Tonka. When does the stork come into play? That would be... I don't do the stork shit, okay? There's no stork in this situation, all right? There's no one day a random bird will come out of the sky and give you a goddamn baby. That shit's work, okay? That shit is in your belly. Like, it's always in Urko's belly. She's always pumping out more of them. It's in your belly, okay? And then you gotta wait those 9 months. You can't drink. You can't smoke. Not that you should really be doing those things anyway. You can't get high. That one you definitely shouldn't be doing. Especially when Jesus is watching. You can't get on freaking roller coasters, I'm pretty sure. I don't actually know. I feel like that's a thing you shouldn't do, though. Yes. It's true! Urka, I'm only telling the truth. It's the only thing I can do. Thank you! Exceed. What if it involves the outside? Now, we did go through this. It might have been after you sent this, but yes. As I said before, there's no playing on your playgrounds where other people have to watch you, because then you're expecting them with their playgrounds to consent to watching this, okay? No. That's just a total fan. Next stream about lockpicking cuffs. Look, these cuffs really aren't that hard. They have like a thing on the side. What is happening? You are what is happening. You are the cause of this discord. Goo. M30 HRT GDV. Clara Sensei, I've heard some people rent their playgrounds for money. Is this true? Now, this would not be my first line of thought, but yes, it is. It is in fact true. There are some people who rent out their playgrounds so that other people can you know, enjoy the fun, because maybe they have a playground but they're tired of playing alone, so they would like to play with someone else, but maybe they are too shy, or they don't know anybody, or you know, and then so they will go and they will rent someone else's playground. Or they might watch people playing on the playground online. That makes it sound so much weirder. Like you're a kid and you're just watching other people play on the playground. I mean, I guess that's kind of what YouTube is in general, right? Like you got all those freaking content houses that just like stream, I don't know, friends streaming each other, like playing games. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it's not weird. Yeah, you know, yes. Yeah, on YouTube. I was talking about gameplay, okay? You guys are making it weird. Activity. Next stream is Michiru in 2.5 hours. And that was half an hour ago. Okay, so in 2 hours, all right. Crumbles. After the police found the sub-basement at my old cabin in the woods, I also lost my skin collection. Now, if you're gonna keep a skin collection, make sure that it's only yours. Thank you, Captain Squishface. Playground bully takes on brand new context now. Exactly. And you don't want to be a playground bully. You want to be a playground friend, all right? Exactly. Thank you, Reese Red. I heard you sing Save Your Day by CPR a week ago. I did sing that, didn't I? Oh. Look, it's a great song. I've never actually paid attention to the lyrics until I actually had to sing it. Thank you, Riv. Teacher, how do I bring up fetishes with my partner? Okay, I can never remember which one which. Is the fetish the one that you can't live without, and the kink is the one that you can live without, but you're just into it? Or is it the opposite? I think it might be the opposite. I think kink is the one that you can't live without, and then fetish is the one that you can live without. There is a difference, yes. Kink is optional, fetish is mandatory. Okay. So a fetish is something that you definitely want to bring up before any of the playground play comes up. You know what I mean? Because if it's something you really can't live without, then you don't really want to... You can compromise on it, like maybe say like you're not going to do it every time, but you don't want to compromise in the way that it's like you're never going to do it again. You know what I mean? You want to find someone who will let you flourish in whatever way you want to flourish. You know what I mean? And if you have to find the right person, then that's what you got to do. All right. All right. Are kinks hereditary? I don't think so. Thank you, Justin Tohoven. Definitely will need alcohol after this. What? Don't drink alcohol after this. You have to remember all this information, and if you get too drunk, then you're not gonna remember. I got the Lindsay. Miss Clara, since you are teaching us about playing on the people's playgrounds, I'm wondering how you know so much about this. Have you played on a lot of people's playgrounds? I told you, I've had an education, which apparently you all find very strange. I find it more strange that you didn't have an education, so I don't know what to say about that, but I'm glad I'm here to give you the education that you didn't get, all right? I'm glad I could be of service in some way, you know? Ah, water's so good. Apple! Pakistan Steiny National. Teacher, I volunteer to be your example partner if you need it to give the class a visual aid. That's all right. That's all right. You can stay in your seat. I have dolls for a reason. Thank you, Mike Short. Sorry I'm late, Professor. I hope I won't be your partner for live demonstrations. What is this? Stay in your goddamn seats. I don't need any help here. God. Apple Hop 800. This is basically Sonic Says or Crack. What about crack? What? What do you think this lesson is about? Are you guys even listening? Activity. Like earring Magic Ken's ring. That could be, maybe. It depends on, you know, what you guys are going for. Not everybody needs a ring around their finger. Some of them might want to leave it on a necklace or, you know, other places. Oh my god, you know what would be great actually? Like wedding earrings, you know? Why does it have to be a ring? I'm just thinking about why does it have to be a ring? Why can't you have like wedding earrings? Maybe like, I don't know, the person you're marrying doesn't really like having hand jewelry. And hand jewelry is so annoying. Because you have to like, especially like if you're a chef or you work in a kitchen or something, you're gonna have to take that off. And then what are you gonna do, huh? If you have earrings, you usually don't have to take those off unless you're getting like a freaking scan done or something, you know what I mean? I do have a problem with traditions. I think you should be able to make your own traditions. That's how traditions are made. You have to make your own. I'm gonna bring in freaking wedding earrings. I don't like jewelry at all. Can I have a wedding... I don't even know. What's something I would wear daily? I don't know. I mean, I guess if it's less expensive, you could get multiple. But it would have to last, right? I guess that's why it's normally jewelry. Cause like I could see like I was gonna wear I was gonna say pantsu, like get them a bunch of pantsu, but those are gonna wear out after time, you know what I mean? So you can't leave it forever. I guess that's why people normally do jewelry. A necklace would be good though. I would say I'd want a wedding necklace. Screw a freaking ring. Rings are so annoying, and you have to put them on your finger, and then they're annoying, and then when you wash your hands, you never feel like it's fully washed because like you've got rings on your freaking hands. I shouldn't say this because my grandma gave me some really nice rings. I haven't been wearing them though. One, because they're kind of big, and two, because I don't wear rings. You have to like put them on and then take them off all the time. It's annoying. I have to just know fan. Seek the Elden Ring tarnished. I still don't... I never beat Elden Ring. Is there like actually a ring? Is it kind of like Lord of the Rings? There's actually like a ring at the end. Thank you, Multi Jelly Bones. Will this be archived? Yes. Unless Sakuna comes onto my channel and takes it down himself. Thank you, the Seal Boy. She phased onto my connect till I Kaleido'd. What does that mean? What does that mean? You didn't even spell Kaleido properly. It has a small I. Apple unbending. Miss Clara, how big is your unit? I'm gonna say about that. Nice. Brandon. Iwamasa. What degeneracy did I walk into between Jesus and the handcuffs? This is something else. What do you have against Jesus? The handcuffs are for Maria. You could blame her for that. Thank you, Mr. Mortified. 8 inches. I thought your Loki Funko was 18 inches. He is. He's still in a box. I haven't taken out any of my figures. I have to keep them safe from the frickin' dog. The doggo wasn't feeling well. I kind of want to bring her to the doctor, which means I might want to end this stream eventually. One is getting paid to teach. So students should never have to partake in any like, are you gonna say the students should have to be paid for being in a freaking play too? Bruh. That's part of the education, man. What do you mean? That's part of their education. It's not teaching, so they shouldn't have to do freaking presentations either. They shouldn't have to read a book and then do a presentation on it. Is that what you're saying? You guys are dumb. That's why I'm the educator here and not you. That's why I'm the one in front of the class right now and not you. Bitch. Is it okay to pay someone to play on your playground? Now, we did discuss this a little bit, and yes, as long as they are okay with that and wherever you are, that kind of activity is legal. If not, I do believe that sugar playgrounds are always legal. There you go. If you would like to pay someone to, you know. Thank you, the Ferrari kid. Clara's personal sex education experience sounds like she went through a class of '09 school route. I don't know what that means. But I feel like it's a negative thing, in which case, no, it was really normal. It was just students go up and give a presentation, and the teacher is there. And you guys are so weird. Like, I don't think you understand how weird I think it is that you think this is weird. Like, it's just like, what? No, I did not play the '09 game. No, I did not. I know it's a game, I just don't know what it is. How can I not convince? I don't need to convince you because it already is. You don't need to know that it's not weird. It's like if I said, like, yeah, people have 2 nipples usually, and you were like, what? That's so weird. I'd be like, it's not though. It's not though. Unless they have a back nipple, in which case, you know. Then they might have 3. Thank you, Koizumi. Am I supposed to submit a project demonstrating what I learned in this class? And if so, where do I submit? You can go to www.prawnhub.com. And if you do really well, you might be able to monetize it. Enjoy. Thank you, Jiminy. How about locking someone in a basement to write a report on Pluto scenario, overcome your past drama through roleplay, come out on top this time? I'm never gonna forgive that stupid kid. And like, did I tell you guys that a few years later he actually got a freaking crush on me? Fuck that guy. And I, of course, still hated him. Because he never apologized to me. He never said anything. God, man. Stupid ass. Okay, for everyone who's new here, who wasn't around for this story. When I was in elementary school, one kid was absent, and I was the new kid, so I didn't know anybody yet. So I was automatically put into a group with this guy that was absent. Right? And the teacher was like, okay, well, what planet do you want to do? And I liked Pluto. So I was like, I want to do Pluto. So then the kid comes in and he's all mad the next day. He's like, I didn't want to do Pluto. That's a stupid planet. But anyway, we have to work on this. My God, my throat's dying. So then we go to his freaking house to work on this project, and he locks me. Like, all I can remember is remember when I said a basement? When I say basement, I mean like it was a basement, but then there was like a tiny room, like a cupboard almost, that had like a desk with a computer, and it was small. And he closed the door, and I was just in there when he went upstairs, and I was like Googling all this stuff. And I did the freaking project. I don't remember what we got on it, but either way. That's not even the first time I was forced to do a freaking project for a bunch of stupid ass boys. I remember in high school, I was paired with like 3 guys for a project in like science class or something. And then they didn't do any goddamn work. So then I did all the goddamn work. And then I came in and my project was like there. And then it wasn't like super good because it was supposed to be a 4-person project. So then we got like a 60% or something, and I told the teacher, I was like, look, I had to do everything. I don't think you understand. These motherfuckers didn't do anything. And then she gave me 100, and then she failed all 3 of them. Those bastards. And that's not even the last time. Then there was another time in freaking drama class when this guy was paired with me and he made me write a whole entire script because he would never freaking do anything. My God, man. My God. Oh, did my shirt come untucked? Oh, no, that's my ribbon. Okay, good. I tucked my shirt in. All fancy. I like this suit so much. It's got 1 button. It's very nice. Anyway. Thank you, 32 Assaultbury. I am ready to present my presentation, madame. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences. Is that what the consequences of the Industrial Revolution were? Is there a skirt? There is a skirt, but I'm not wearing the skirt. It came with a skirt and it came with pants, but I like the pants more. The pants are nicer. They're nice and cute. I love them, and they make my butt look great, but I'm not going to show you because I think Sakana would actually bonk me. But you're just going to have to take my word for it. They do make my butt look very nice. Thank you, Ocelot. So which hole should we aim for again? Whichever one you and your partner consent to. All right? All right. Save that for Membies. He'll never know. Thank you, Smugfate. Be careful, the test tickles. Gucci Gucci Goo. Thank you, the Dynamic Noodle. Miss Clara, there are many Omis from the ranch that need milking lessons. Please show them on the banana. Oh, I forgot about that. I was like, what do you mean the ranch? I said that at one point, didn't I? Oh, God. Yes. Yes, indeed. No, remember what I said? I said some of the Omis are the ranchers and some of the Omis are the freaking ranchies. Yes, I forgot about my ranch, I did. I really did. Thank you, FraFred1. My game just told me be appropriate, Clara. I blame you for this. What game? Your game just told you to be appropriate? What game are you playing? And why is it listening to you? Thank you, Tiffany. Get your phone, dear. I can't eat you without a YouTube video. You gotta get out those Reddit stories with the freaking with the Minecraft in the background. Unironically, I really did like watching those. Thank you, Lindsay. Getting pushed on the swing set by my dad, that was a lot of fun. I remember I tried to get into the baby swing when I was a little older. Because, you know, you will never know the joys of the playground if you don't get into it. Because, you know, the baby swings are like, they're like round and then they have like holes on each side for your legs. And then I did, in fact, get stuck. I got out eventually, but I did panic quite a bit until then. I think I had to flip myself upside down just to get out. Thank you, Rhodium. This stream is why I love you so much. You're so unhinged yet so real. We're just having... I feel like I actually gave some solid advice today. I feel like I really did. And we didn't even get to the banana. Okay, fine. We're getting to the banana. Everybody get out of the way. We're never going to get to this banana if we don't get to it now. Now, someone asked earlier how to clean their banana. So we're gonna get into that right now, okay? So, this is your banana. Now, it does not have this much on it, so maybe... Okay, oh my god. Okay, I don't know how to open a freaking banana. I should have brought... Okay, wait, I need like a tissue or something. Okay, I'm gonna say like around... I don't know how... I don't actually know what this looks like. You might have your banana and it's like this, all right? I opened it backwards. Shut up! Okay, this is your banana. I'm not cutting up the banana. What's wrong with you? Why is everybody saying ah? Is this not how it normally looks? This isn't circumcised. You're looking at it the wrong way. This is the body. I'm so sorry, Urko. Wait, I'll take Crash Bandicoot instead. This is how it would go, okay? Is that not how small it is? Is it supposed to be smaller? Or is it supposed to be bigger? I'm not even sure. Did I cut it too much? Oops. I might have just accidentally given a circumcision. Oops. Where's the balls, bro? I don't know. Either way. Okay, there's blood everywhere. Shut up. Either way, okay, let's just pretend this is your skin, okay? Now, you've got to get your soap. I don't have soap, so we're gonna use this water-based personal lubricant. Don't ask why I have this. It was for ASMR, okay? Okay, so you gotta get this out, okay? All right, here we go. Oh god, it's leaking! Okay. So, you've got your soap. Oh, ooh. Oh, okay, I was expecting a color, but anyway. So, when you're washing, okay, you're washing it, you gotta make sure you're getting underneath there, okay? You gotta make sure that you're getting all up in there. Otherwise, you're not cleaning properly. I really wasn't expecting it to be so clear. Fuck! ruined the rest of my demonstration, but I don't know if this is safe to eat. I mean, it does say, oh god. It does say it's okay. Purified water, glyceropropylene glyco, hydroxyethyl cellulose, phenocithanol, lambda carrageenan, methylparaben, ethylparaben, sodium lactate, and EDTA. But it's water-based personal lubricant, and it says it's caramel flavor. Why would it be caramel flavor if it's not safe to eat? It's made in Australia, down under. Wait, where does it say it's edible though? Warning! As with all products, if irritation occurs, discontinue use. If it persists, consult a doctor. For fabric, soak in plain water, then rinse thoroughly before a normal wash. Sponge out of carpet. Very slippery if spilled. Yeah, I can tell. It's so slippery that it fucking fell off. Flavor series. Oh, it's got so many more. Oh my god, it's got so many freaking... It doesn't even say it's edible on it though. But it's caramel flavored. Taking good care of environment is everyone's business. Okay. Oh my god, it's so slippery. Oh. Does taste like caramel. I don't want to waste a banana. It just tastes like caramel. I should have just got caramel. I bought the lube for ASMR because I thought, I was like, well, I could like, it's something that I could rub on the like ear thing. If you know the ASMR mic. Pretty good. It tastes good! I don't like wasting food, man. This is good carbs. Why would I stop? Ah. It broke anyway. It's so slippery though. This is kind of disgusting. Like, I don't know if you can see how slippery it is, but it's kind of disgusting. Ew! Like, I can't even like pick it up. Ah! Ew! I don't know if I want to eat the rest of this, to be honest. Okay. I ate as much of it as I cared to. What the hell, Clara Sigma? Yeah, there's no doubt. Thank you, Luigi Plush Boy. Well, something we learned here is that I don't know how big a foreskin is. Oops. Look, I tried, okay? Anyway, you got the important part of the... I was gonna show you how you could wrap it! Oh, forgot about that. Well, next time. Oops, I forgot about... Oh, now my hands are gross. Ugh. How do you open this? ここを押して。押せないよ。ここを押してね、何? But it tells you... Oh, okay. ここ。なるほど。Okay. Oh, this is foil? Wait, what kind of foil is it? I can't tell if it's clear or not. Oh, no, it's clear. Ow! Okay. Now, the pee-pee is wrapped. Right. Keep it protected. From all kinds of things. There you go. And that is how you wrap your pee-pee. Protect yourself. Very nice. I have to remember to throw all of this out later. There we go. I'm bringing the fam back. Thank you! Oh god, where was I? Thank you, Bragg. If the Red River is flowing, sometimes you need to take a trip down to the dirt road. Thank you, Captain Squishface. Clara chipping her tooth on the playground slide is super sus after this stream. Look, that did in fact happen. And it was terrible, and I can't believe you're laughing at me for it. Thank you, Artemis. Sensei, remember to teach us the tool cleaning tips. Oh, well, you're welcome. Thank you, Nibby. I was told it was the milkman that put babies in women bellies. Now, remember what I said about the 3 people playing on the playground? Well, yes, I just dropped my Pokemon. God dang it. Pikahiri. I lost track after the analogy. Where do we factor in those kids that eat sand? You probably want to leave those alone. You want to leave those to their own. I don't think they can consent, all right? Thank you, Lindsay. Did Jesus play on the playground? How much fun did he have? Now, this depends on who you ask, all right? Some people will say no. Jesus never played on the playground. And some people will say Jesus was replaced. His brother took his place on the cross. And then Jesus escaped to Japan. And then Jesus married a Japanese lady. And then they had children. And then his children became the emperor. And that's why the emperor today kind of looks like he could be related to Jesus. I wish I was making this up. I'm not smart enough. This is actually a this is actually a theory that some people have. And you can go visit Jesus' grave. I should go there and take pictures for you guys. Thank you, Reese Red. What if you play in the mud and not the playground? The mud would be on the playground. And as long as you are taking precautions, then have fun. I got the original Lost Wolf. One time I hurt my ex with my pee-pee and made V bleed. Now see, that's what you don't want to do. And that's why you have to be careful with your freaking weapon. Thank you, Arc6. Thank you for lessons, Clara-chan. Just firmly from Grasp It for Oni-chan. Lol JK, good night. What the frick? Good night, Ayazumi. I'm glad we're having this lesson late at night for you guys. You know what I mean? This is great. Thank you, Spencer Howard. Look, it's true that I did give a student in the year below me a pretty thorough education in high school, but I hope the teachers were watching. What the That's not the same! And also, I hope that everyone was consenting. Thank you, Potato Sauce. Clara, you haven't told me anything I didn't already know. Not even the stuff about pet play. Thank you, Spencer Howard. Explain the function of the Skeens gland, please. I don't actually remember what this is. But I feel like I should. I don't remember what this is. Would you like to learn about the perineum instead? Because I'm very informed about that. Yes. Oh, okay, well, if that video taught me anything... I don't know if I want to... Well, see, the video said I'm not gonna use my hands at all. I'm not moving my hands anywhere, okay? I'm gonna sit on my hands, okay? Now, see, you take, about 2 knuckles in. If she is, lying on her back, then, 2 knuckles in, facing upward, and then, why knuckles, bro? I don't know. That's how they described it. They said 2 knuckles in. This is the second knuckle, and that's how far in it is. Thank you, Makakogami. If I can afford it in the future, all my best men will get wedding sabers. Like a lightsaber? But like those fancy ones? That like glow? Break. Teacher, I'm drawing nails on my desk. At this point, I'm completely lost with all these metaphors. I kind of am too, I'm gonna be honest. Oh. See, the thing about these nails is they're very rounded. So they're actually not painful at all. And they don't scratch either. They're actually not very good for... Oh, they're kind of good for scratching. So this might not be okay. I'll come with appropriate nails next time. Anonymous. I came not knowing much on this subject, but now I leave not knowing much and confused on top of that. No! I did a great job. You guys are just mean. Lindsay. What about... We don't like this word here. On someone's playground. I've heard about this. I'm gonna say the same thing as the watering your gun. Just make sure that everybody's consenting, and probably don't bring it up on the first date. Thank you, this guy. Is this a bondage stream with plushies used as demonstration? Well, at least it doesn't include gloves, otherwise it'd imply a colonoscopy. I could get my gloves if you like. Wait, that's only one. Where's my other glove? There we go. You ready? Get my gloves on all you want. Yeah, I have gloves. I like these gloves. They got like ribbons on them. They're all fancy. Anonymous. Thank you for the lesson, but all of this sounds very filthy and messy, and quite frankly, a huge pain in the butt. I think I'll stay out of any playgrounds for the foreseeable future. This is probably a good idea. Sometimes it's safer that way, okay? Sometimes it's safer to just either have fun on your own playground or just forego the playgrounds altogether. You know what I mean? Jesus is watching, all right? Remember this. Anytime you play on someone's playground or your own playground, Jesus is watching. You gotta be cognizant of that, all right? Thank you, Reese Red. Miss Clara noises. My throat hurt. At least I'm remembering to drink water now. His eyes are closed. He's watching in his brain, okay? He's always got eyes on you up here. Thank you, CM22. Welcome, welcome. Hit the reset. Don't scratch your blue. It'll turn purple. Oh, are you talking about my veins? Yuki. You're almost out of baby. Making memes. Not the tip. Remember what she took from you, Banana-kun. Narf and angry. What is narf and angry? I actually narfed yesterday and it sounded really good, and I was really sad because I was gonna take a note of it on freaking Twitter, but then I remembered that Elon took my one joy from life away from me, and now I have to find him. Narf! That one wasn't bad. N38RTGTV. Bananas out, guys. Follow along. I'm so sorry. Daniel. It curves to the left, actually. What the hell? Did I get banned on Twitter? No. Elon just took away freaking voice notes and it's stupid. Why would he do that? Why would you take away something that already exists? God. Stupid. I hit the cruiser. You mutilated it. I didn't mean to, okay? The banana just kind of self-combusted. Remember what I said when I touch your pee-pee, it will fall off? Oh my god, I literally wasn't even joking. I freaking told you. I freaking told you. See, I never tell a lie. My banana commission is now more appropriate. Oh, I did see that, but I wasn't. Sometimes I see the art, but then I'm like not in a position to. Because if I can't think of a comment yet, then I don't like and retweet it yet. Because if I like and retweet it, then when I go through the hashtag later, then I'll think I already did everything to it. But then I wouldn't have because I didn't think of a comment yet. So sometimes I wait. This is my logic. Arclight says, I mean, no, Arclight. Thank you for the gifties. Just Stoven. Having a student do that feels like just shifting the work off, especially on such a touchy subject. It's like getting taught to drive by a peer of yours just because he drove once at his cousin's house. That's not what it's like at all. Because we're learning, like, I don't know what you think sex ed is, but it's just like you're learning about the anatomy. And if you can't teach your students proper anatomy to the point where they can relay it to other people, then maybe you shouldn't be a goddamn teacher, man. Like that one math teacher I had. Very nice man, very bad teacher. Chat, what's our safe word again? You guys don't need one because you would never defy me. What the frick? Should I get that? I'm wearing a suit. I'm not fucking getting that. I'm not fucking getting that. No way. I answer the door in a suit and gloves. Come back later. Watch it be my neighbor telling me I'm too fucking loud. Oh god. I'm not okay. With the Jesus blush in my hand, I'm just like, hello. Oh god. Country. Is that how you pronounce it? I hope so. Damn. I don't know what you were saying damn about, but I bet you were thinking damn and not like damn. Like that kind of damn, you know what I mean? Yeah. They'll think you're a Jehovah's Witness. I'm not the one going around door to door, they are. Here's the Captain Squishface. I will never wash my pee-pee again if it can fall off. Look, that's only because I was watching it, okay? I'm sorry. That was my bad. I should have remembered the power that I hold over pee-pee. And the Grumples. Somehow your hand technique is worse than Urika's still would. When have you ever seen Urika's friggin' hand technique? What the frick? God. Thank you, Zara. Perfect example why students shouldn't teach sex ed. Stop there! I have a different, you know Elsa from freaking the worst Disney movie that has ever existed, Frozen? You know that one where she has like ice powers in her hands, so she has to wear gloves? That's kind of me, but with pee-pee, okay? You know, yeah. Answer just a total thing. Also, seeing that banana treated like that is a threat to all men. Run for your life, fellas. I didn't mean to. Also, it's really hot with these gloves on. I'm gonna take them off. Ooh, taking off the gloves is so sensual. Oh, baby. I should take it out with my teeth. Yeah. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, it's so hot. And the Luigi plush boy. Oh wait, no, I already read this one. Very artful demonstration of banana eating at a playground. Thank you. That is exactly how it goes down. Thank you. Coactus. Wrap it like a Lorena Bobbitt then? What is Lorena Bobbitt? What does that mean? That's just dolphin. I do that with the people in my basement to stop it. You what? You cut off their pee-pee? The dog is starting to bark. Oh. This better not awaken something in me. What? Wanting to get your pee-pee cleaned? If anything, that's a pretty good fetish to have, I feel like. Like a little pre-cleaning before your regular activities. It's a pretty good one. Sydney Adnapa was... Wait, why did I read that with a V? Sydney Adnapaz. Miss Clara, my mom says the ladies in our community Facebook group have been complaining about you. Why would they complain about me? Is it because I have the baby Jesus and they don't? Are they jealous? I don't like where this is positioned on him. Okay. Oh. This currency is suddenly relevant. I can't see what currency it is, but I wish I could. I see everything in Stream Elements, so everything in Stream Elements is USD to me. I'm sorry. Spencer Howard. Can you discuss how best to navigate CNC? I'm pretty sure I did that with the freaking safe words, you know. If you like saying don't and stop, but you don't actually mean don't and stop, then you gotta think of a safe word beforehand. This is very important, alright? Yes. Sags? There's a currency called sags? The Bobby Bopo. Did I miss the plushie pegging demo? Yes, because it didn't freaking happen, man. I would never make them peg each other. Especially this little guy. Oh my god, he's got like fur on his little... actually, that's not fur. I think that's where his suit is broken. Oh, but it looks like little fur, and he's got a little tail. No! The tactics come something down. 안녕 이모. 귀여워요. 감사합니다. 이러가기는 귀여미. 이러가기는 귀여미. 쌈박이상 귀여미. 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 우라우라 귀여미. 예쁘다 요금. 귀여미. 귀여미. Oh my god, my throat. Angela, Kaminari Sensei, thank you for the unhinged and insightful education that have left me more confused. When is the next class? Well, what did I say we were gonna discuss next time? I actually don't remember. Hydration? I'm drinking. It's just like freaking allergies on top of... I always stream after I eat my freaking sundubu, and the sundubu is not very good for my throat. I haven't even been putting in the ichimi recently, just the kimchi has spice in it. But it's like still not very good for my freaking throat. It makes me sad, but I love it so much. Oh. My sundubu. Not sudobu though. Reese read. Remember Snarf from Thundercats? I don't. I never actually saw Thundercats. I'm sorry. N30 HRTGTV. No, Clara. All the way in. The other hand pressing gently on the lower abdomen to softly squeeze the muscles between the palm and the fingers? What the what? What are you talking about? What? Not all the way in. 2 knuckles. No. The pressing is, I have heard this is good though. Yes. My throat. And that's because if you're trying to, how can I explain? See, this is the hole, right? You've got the hole here. If what you're aiming for is up here, and then you're coming into the hole and you're applying pressure up here, then naturally if you push down, you're going to be applying even more pressure, right? So yeah, you push down and then you also, all right. Yes. Thank you, Spencer Howard. If you accidentally put it in the wrong hole, but she doesn't tell you and just giggles after minutes of using said hole, who should apologize to who? And why do you have to apologize? If you're both having a great time, then be happy about it. Sensei, what's the playground metaphor for soaking? That's when you just kind of hang out at each other's playgrounds, but you don't really do anything. You just kind of sit there. And you get your water gun soaked, but you don't really, you know. A friend had a coworker whose GF was into water sports. They'd go to baseball games, drink. She wouldn't let him pee until they got home. Oh my god. Okay, that's the part that I don't like hearing about that part. Oh, she wouldn't let him pee until they got home. On her friend didn't know what the coworker got out of it. My take, well, he doesn't have to pee anymore. like, I don't like either of it, right? Like, that's, you know. However, more than like the actual doing of the activity, the idea of like making someone hold it for your benefit and like you're really into that part freaks me out more than anything. True kidney infection. Thank you, Silent Sonata. Clara erasing many direct VHS DVD Disney sequels by claiming Frozen is the worst Disney movie. Yeah, because it is. I don't even care. You know, the direct to DVD movies, some of them not that bad. I've heard the Cinderella ones were pretty good. I've heard the Cinderella sequels were pretty great, and they made one of the stepsisters kind of great. And also Frozen was never planned to be like, it's like saying it's like saying that like a kids movie that was like obviously has like a really dumb story, right? Because it's like for like 3-year-olds, you know what I mean? It's like saying that's a bad movie when that's what it was made to be, you know what I mean? But like, Frozen was made to be a good movie, and it really wasn't. And I will stick to that, mother frickers. I don't care how much you love Elsa and Anna. I don't care. Stupid story, it was stupid. Elsa should have been the bad guy, it was stupid. I really liked The Mermaid 2 with her daughter. I think her name was Melody. I remember watching that movie on repeat, man. That was great. Anthem Derby is derp. What did I miss? I was totally not at a concert and totally at a doctor's appointment. You got a note for that doctor's appointment? Huh? Did you already explain what Sungun... You almost got me. You almost got me, but I am so smart. I have the biggest brain. Gucci gucci goo. How does the grave robbing song fit into all of this? Well, that's when you go to someone's playground, but they're already dead. So then you have to take them with you. Okay. How long have we been freaking going? I finally read everything. I hope. I really do hope. I'm sorry if I missed anything. I don't think I did. I kind of want to bring the dog to the vet. Because she wasn't eating much, like, yesterday. And then today, too, I gave her breakfast and she didn't... Like, normally she has it scarfed down within, like, minutes. But I went back to see her and she didn't finish it. So... And I did bring her outside for the first time a while ago. So I think maybe she got a cold or something and she's not feeling so good. I'm gonna take her to the vet. She's probably fine. Like, she's really energetic. She's just, like, obviously her tummy hurts or something. I don't know. Yeah, Sakana pays for... I mean, he doesn't pay me, but he does pay back whatever I pay. And you know what? That's good enough. So I'm gonna go see what I can do for this dog. And then maybe go apologize to my neighbors. Wait, so who... Wait, the next Academy stream you guys said was Michiru. Alright. Oh god. I really wish they would show the streams in order. You know what I mean? Like, it shows me who's live. I'm not sure. I actually don't know what Michiru's doing next. Does anybody know? I'm actually not sure. Okay, wait. Maybe if I find it. Where is it? Does she not have a waiting room? What is this? Let me find the waiting room. Why do I have dust on my freaking thing? Michiru. Phase connect. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Okay. There. There we go. All right. We got that all done and good. Thanks for the lesson, I guess. What do you mean you guess? You're freaking welcome. And I introduced you to my adorable... Kind of has a big head. His head is really big. But you know what? That's okay. We love him for that. Nice. You're welcome. You're welcome for wearing a suit just for this occasion. I love this shirt. It's really cute. The little ribbon. I should have bought like a red ribbon though. I kind of regretty spaghetti not buying a red ribbon. That's okay. I will see you guys. Oh, tomorrow I have a bunch of stuff. We got the a lot earlier. It's on... Is it on the main channel or is it on Pico's channel? I think it might be on Pico's channel. We have the test, the JP test. That's starting at, I believe it's 10 a.m. for me, 10 a.m. JST. So I'm gonna be dead. But yeah, that's what we're doing tomorrow. So be here. Or don't be here, be on Pico's channel. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry for the pee-pee demonstration. It wasn't supposed to go down that way, but you know, I am a weapon. It happens to the best of us. Bye. See you tomorrow. Aw, man, I forgot to mention the Kegels! Remember to do your Kegel exercises. We can do some right now. You ready? I need to get the beat for this song. Okay. We're gonna hold, release, and hold, release, and hold, and hold, and hold, release, and hold, release, and hold, release, and hold, and hold, and hold. A little faster now. Release. Hold, 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 release. And hold, release. Hold, release. Hold, 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 release. Uruka, you're supposed to be working your pelvic floor. You gotta squeeze those muscles.